Okay, give me just a moment here. Open out the chat. Come on. There we go. And skadoosh. Okay, for those of you watching after the fact, don't forget the usual like, subscribe, bell icon. Anycubic Photon does amazing, and hello, Ralph. Get the paw. Really. So anyway, Sundays being Patreon Day. Yes. Yeah. Cat? What are you doing? Get those paws off the back of the chair. Shoo. Like I was trying to say, Sundays being a patron day, we are going to be continuing the Antipaladin orc from last week. Or the evil heavy armor orc warlord, whatever you want to call him. So, I had a bit of a migraine yesterday, so I'm a little motion sensitive right now. Now, since we've already done most of the other stuff for him, we're just going to go ahead and kick straight on into here. Now, a couple things we need to do before we get into the real meat and potatoes of the sculpt. We need to smooth out the inside of this orc mouth, as we're going to be adding teepees, but we want it to be kind of empty behind the teepees. Okay. Next, we're going to smooth out this part of the arm here, because we're going to be putting a lot of... Oh, that's way too much. I need to do this with my tablet, so I can do a very light stroke. Because there's a little bit of a ridge on this. Whoop. What the hell? Masking clear. Okay. Very faint, just to kind of get rid of that little ridge there, and there's something similar over here. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to hide that little mail cloth. That's one of the last things we're going to deal with. We're going to smooth out the little wrinkle that we get there, and the one we get over here. Kind of very gently bring that out to an even smooth, because this will be covered by a breastplate. Okay. We're also going to inflate here, because we want this to fuse into a more solid looking piece that'll be covered by armor plate. Okay, armor. I want to wear my armor plate. I want to wear my blade. Anyway. That is because of the way the rigging shows up. Alright, now we're going to go to geometry. We're going to subdivide it 3 times. Delete lower, and we're going to Dynamesh 768. Actually, no, 1024. We're going to want a little bit more detail here. Okay, now we're going to smooth that out. And smooth here. A little bit swelling here. Okay, now let's go ahead and hide the tusks. And actually, let's hide the weapons. Let's start off with the head. What we're going to do here, we're going to make, well, first we're going to subdivide the tusks a little bit, just to make them a little bit smoother. And then we're going to use this inflate tool. We're going to shrink it down. And we're going to make gums. No. No, no, no. You know better than to do it when I got something in my lap. Alright. We're gonna turn on transparency so we can see through the tusks. Actually, I'm gonna smooth that out. Smooth that out. And just a little bit here. And now, smooth it right there. We're going to use the snake hook tool. 1, 2, 3. We're going to grab and just... That's too big. Pull down what will be the teeth. And pull up what will be the opposite teeth. Then, the slash tool. And lazy mouse turned off, and this down to about 14. We're going to just kind of draw on the base of the teeth, where they meet the gum. Okay. Now we're going to go back to inflate. We are not going to give our orc the typical large jaw ridges that I've been giving them, because he's going to have an armored jaw. So what we're going to do is we're going to hide the chest and arm and hand. That we have access to that jaw, because we're not going to make his helmet. Go back to standard just so I have a size to work from. And we're going to start with... Oh, we're going to start with focal shift negative 100. Okay. Now we go down to extract 0.02, accept, draw, and draw. Then we're going to go to move, make it a little bit bigger, and we're going to bring that draw size up some. What we're going to do is we're going to grab here and pull up or slightly out and up for a more zigzaggy, teeth looking jaw plate. We're then going to slash add, make it much bigger, much less intense. So what we're going to do is we're going to use it to try and sharpen the tops of these teeth. Okay. Now, whoop, wrong button. Under geometry, we're going to Z remesher. Adaptive size 100, target poly counts 5, Z remesh. Okay, then we're going to use, actually it's under Lightbox, Brush, Mallet, and Mallet Fast. And we're basically going to sit here and make it into, actually that's, we're going to subdivide it first. We're going to make that mallet regular mallet because we don't want it to be quite so. If we do it with polish, Z sub. Once this is done, there we go. Now we're going to go back to slash and we're going to kind of draw down some of these edges that we've made. Make them a little bit sharper. Like they're bent metal and not hammered metal. There we go. No. Our jaw plate. Now we're going to make the face plate. So we're going to go back to standard. And we're going to make okay. And then this is going to come around the back of the head. Okay. Bring this around. Let's even this out right here. And once again, we're going to go for Z remesher instead of Dynamesh here. Subdivide it a couple times. Then we're going to Dynamesh. The reason for this is the shape of the helmet didn't work well with the Z remesh. So we're going to do it with Dynamesh. And we're going to use smooth, pull out that area and the area directly behind the brows. and this area. Now, we're going to take polish, and we're going to start polishing bits. We're going to end up doing this with a smaller brush for the nasal and mouth area. Okay. Whoop. Now, we're going to grab move first, because what we're going to do is we're going to grab the center of this helmet and move it up. Then, we're going to slash. We're going to change that 3 to a 6. And then we're basically giving it some hard edges to make it easier to paint with various techniques, including edge highlighting. Okay. Now, we're now going to use the Seam 16 tool. Turn off lazy mouse and kind of increase its intensity a bit to make some additional plate layers on here. Okay. Oh. No. There we go. It needs to be a little bit stronger. And then we're going to go to move topological. We're going to move it down away from the nose slightly. Oh, okay, I see a problem there. I'm going to go to slash then. Oh, I mean... Well, rips in the side would mean he's dead. You never want to put a hole in armor. Holes in armor means you died through those holes. And if it's made to fit an orc, another orc may not want it. Okay. Oh. I apologize for the sinuses that are acting up. It does that when the weather changes, and we've been going through some crazy weather. I just hope I can get through most of this sculpt before having to go, my head burn. Now I'm going to turn off the helmet just for a little bit, just so we can get in some basic wrinkles that'll be visible underneath the helmet. There. I'm going to come in this here. Okay. Now we're going to hide the helmet and the jaw piece. Oh. Sorry. I'm going to use the Team 16 at a 20 and a slightly larger brush size to draw on the top seam of the breastplate. Oh, it's way too big. Because the rest of it we're going to determine actual plates. Late spring is usually a bad time for me because of my sinuses. Give me a second here. Oh, I am not feeling good. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna have to call it here for right now. I apologize for ending it early, but yeah. So the usual 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What sucks the most is I can't take aspirin or Tylenol or anything, and none of it works. Bye.